State personnel issues?
State personnel issues? No, I don't think that's right. Why don't you tell me what's going on? I can put you in touch with the right people.
Okay, so I have a subpoena request to the State Personnel Board. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay, for Phil Weiser to appear as an expert witness on a state personnel issue. Basically,
And who are you?
my name is Jerry Green.
Are you a lawyer?
No, but Tony Gherardini. Tony Gherardini. Do you know who that is?
I've heard the name. I don't know who it is.
He's a direct.
Why do you think who issued the subpoena?
I did.
Okay,
So-
why do you think Phil Weiser is an appropriate witness to subpoena?
Because he's the chief legal counsel for the University of Colorado, chief legal counsel for the State Personnel Board, and chief legal counsel for the Department of Personnel, and the director of the Department of. Can I finish?
Generally speaking, witnesses don't testify to the law. That's not what witnesses are for. Have you found somebody to serve a subpoena on?
Oh, well, I emailed it to Phil Weiser, and just to bring you up to speed a bit, I was told by.
No, I don't need to get up to speed. If you emailed it to Phil, the odds are pretty good he's forwarded it to an appropriate attorney within the office. Be in touch with you to discuss.
Well, I've never got a reply to any of these emails.
How long ago did you?
Well, I've been emailing these issues, and mailing him various things, and leaving voicemails for Michelle Brissett Miller, Drew Williams, Jen Sullivan.
Okay. Well, Michelle would be an appropriate person to talk to.
If she
hasn't returned your call, it's because she doesn't plan to return your call. I would think your recourse is to go to the court that you're in and try to get them to enforce that. It sounds to me like it's a frivolous. You're not going to succeed in getting it enforced, and good luck. Have fun with that.
So if Michelle Brissett Miller and Drew Williams won't reply to this issue, what would potentially be their justification for we refuse comment? I think that would be.
I just told you what your remedy is. You think he's issued a subpoena. I don't know why. Your remedy is to go to the court that issued it and get them to enforce it.
So how do I know? So Phil Weiser could obviously agree voluntarily to appear as an expert witness before the state person.
Are you in a court? What court are you in?
I don't think that would be particularly relevant. But if Phil Weiser is
no, because that's how subpoenas work. A subpoena is a court order. Parties.
Okay, well then I made a subpoena. I made a subpoena request for Phil Weiser to appear as an expert witness.
Did you get the court to issue the subpoena?
What court?
That's what subpoenas are. The court.
No, I made a subpoena request. I requested.
Not in a court case. There's no such thing. A subpoena only relates to a court case.
So the State Personnel Board.
That's just not how subpoenas work.
The State Personnel Board can't subpoena Phil Weiser to testify on a state personnel issue?
Probably not. The State Personnel Board, I believe, does hear quasi-judicial actions and probably has subpoena authority. But you would have to have a case pending in front of them.
Yeah, I do.
If you have a case pending in front of the State
Yes, I do.
Board,
Yes, I do. And again.
Then to enforce the subpoena.
Okay, so my question is.
Have you looked at the rules? Do they issue subpoenas?
Yeah. So my question is, let me finish, please. My question is this.
I don't think that's necessary. Your remedy is to go to the court that you're in, which in this case would be the state.
Okay, so how do I find out if Phil Weiser will voluntarily agree to testify on this issue? I mean, that's a pretty simple question. How do I find that out?
That's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now.
So you're telling.
You now know the answer to your question.
So Phil Weiser is going to refuse to appear before the State Personnel Board to testify on a State Personnel Board issue. He's refusing to do that.
Request. That's correct. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
How do you know that he's refusing to?
I don't even need to ask, but your remedy is to try to get your subpoena
Okay. So according to you, Phil Weiser will refuse.
I gotta get back to work. You have a good day, would you?
What's your name, please? Hello?